ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದು VTU ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ವಿತೌಟ್ ಆಡಿಯೋನಾ ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಇದು? ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ, ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ. ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ, ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ. ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ, ನೋ ಆಡಿಯೋ. ಓಕೆ. No audio.
How about now, sir?
Yeah, now.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, audible.
I'm audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, sir. We'll go ahead now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. So we are in the third session of day 2. I warmly welcome today's resource person, Dr. Subhash Kulkarni, is the principal at Engineering College and also associated with the Art of Living. Now I request my colleague, Dr. Shailaja Keni, to present a brief profile of Dr. Subhash Kulkarni. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, dear participants. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Subhash Kulkarni. Dr. Subhash Kulkarni is working as principal at PESET South Campus, Bangalore. He is having a wide administrative experience for past 14 years. He is also a true academician and researcher. He is a passionate teacher with 31 years of experience. Sir obtained his BE in ECE in 1988 from PDA College of Engineering, Gulbarga, and secured third rank to Gulbarga University. He obtained his MTech degree in electronic design and technology from CEDT, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1995. Sir obtained his PhD degree in 2002 under the guidance of Professor B.N. Chatterjee from IIT Kharagpur. Sir, interests include image processing, control system, and fast architectures using Vedic maps. He has successfully guided 9 PhD scholars and has published more than 110 research papers in journals and conferences. He seeded and conducted more than a dozen short-term courses in signal and image processing. Sir has conducted tutorials in international conferences and delivered more than 50 invited lectures in conferences, workshops, and symposiums. Sir is also a fellow of IETE and IE. Apart from teaching an engineering course, Sir is also a teacher and senior faculty in Art of Living since 2012. He is inspired by Sri Ravi Shankar Guruji and has been taking forward the knowledge and wisdom as an instrument of the divine to people. He is teaching the powerful Sudarshan Kriya Yoga that has connected more than 40 crore people across 156 countries and is ever growing. Sudarshan Kriya Yoga is gifted humanity by His Holiness Shri Ravi Shankar Guruji. Dr. Subhash Kulkarni has in relating science with spirituality and taking Vedic maths into technology. He believes in a motto of life is a celebration. Just celebrate it. Really, we are very fortunate to have you with us, sir. Now I hand over the session to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Keni madam. Shambulingare, there are people waiting. Can you just admit them?
Admitted, sir.
It's a continuous process, sir.
Okay. Just see.
Sir, it's a continuous process, sir. Now we have a technical person, so you will
Okay.
keep doing it, sir. We can go ahead with the session, sir.
Because my family members want to watch it.
Okay. No, we'll admit whoever wants to join us, sir. Not an issue at all.
Okay.
Even if they are not registered.
Okay. Right. Is the screen visible now? Yeah. At the outset, let me thank Dr. Shambulinga for considering me part of this particular FDP session, right? And this is FDP. As I know, it is capacity building on living mindfully. Okay, and I was truly taken aback when I was supposed to choose a topic. Being from technical background and then having just a taste of spirituality. Okay, so I wanted to mix it. Then I thought, okay, let me be making a fair attempt here. It's something like knowing science the spiritual way. Okay, so excuse me for the random slides that you can see here and there, but yes, I will try to connect it interactively. Okay, I extend a warm welcome to everyone. Okay, every time, whenever I give a talk, it is only afternoon I choose. Reason being, I don't know whether I make people to sleep or people to stay awake, but that's what has been the tradition I have been following. Okay, even if I insist to have a morning session, nature doesn't allow me to take morning session because morning I get occupied somewhere. So afternoon is a comfortable time for me. Hopefully, I will keep you all awake. Okay. This is the content and outcome of the session. Very crazy kind of a thing. Okay. So we begin with this statement. Okay. It's an order as well as blessings. Okay. We will start with this. Okay. And then we will end up with the same slide. We'll see. Okay. So finally, another outcome that we'll be looking at is know the relation between science and spirituality. Right. Okay. Remember, I will come back here again. There are two words, blessings. This we know very well. But when I say order, this should set in lot of questions within you. Okay, so let us see what are the questions you will encounter. Fine. Let me just try to show you some ideals here. Okay, hopefully everyone is awake. Now, what symbolizes Shiva? Okay, if you look at this, our ancient people were very crazy kind of a thing, right? So what kind of science they want to depict through this? Let us see it here. Okay, so first of all, let me check this. This is what is that? What do you call Mount Everest? Okay, or Kailash. We call it as Kailash Parvat. Okay, what does Kailash Parvat signify? In the olden days, it is considered to be the highest point on earth. Okay, to depict something highest point on the earth, they use the support of Kailash. It is not that Shiva is sitting in ice on a icy mountain and meditating. No, he is depicted to be sitting watchfully upon a point which is tallest point on the earth. Okay, next. This is one. Second thing is he has a third eye. Okay. Now, what does that third eye designate? Scientifically speaking, we want to show an emotion. Okay. That covers both. What are the two emotions that we want to talk? Okay. One is extreme anger, and another is extreme peace. Both the thing you cannot show it together. So therefore, our ancient people were wonderful architects also and visionaries also. What they did, they put a third eye on the forehead and the eye is half open. What does it mean? In meditative state, you don't sleep fully. Okay, so your eye is half open, and when you are extremely angry, your eyes will be wide open. Okay, so alertness is there, peacefulness there, and readiness for anger is also there. So all the three to be depicted, third eye was used. That's wonderful. Next, why he chose Kailash Parvat? This is very interesting. Now, whenever you want to destroy, see, third eye signifies, this also signifies destruction, right? So the third eye signifies destruction. Now, for destruction to happen, Shiva is considered to be so precise. Whatever is to be destroyed in one vision, he destroys exactly that point. Manmatha, okay, Manmatha disturbed and Shiva converted him into ashes. Only Manmatha was converted to ashes. Not even a single straw around him was destroyed. So how is it possible? So that is possible by having a clear picture of the whole scene what you are looking at. Now, take for example eagle. Okay, so eagle is a simple bird which has a typical characteristic. What is a typical characteristic? Sight is sharper as height is increasing. So more the height, more of sharper will be the sight of eagle. Okay, so it just watches from the top and sees a small piece of flesh, comes down, catches it and goes out. So you need to have a bird's eye view. So the more height you are able to see clearly, and that's what they wanted to depict to Shiva. Okay, he want to see the particular spot, so he's made to sit on a Kailash Parvat. Kailash Parvat is the highest point, and from there you are watching exactly you can describe. That's what it signifies. Now, there is one more thing here. This is Trishula. What does it mean? Just see, Trishula is like this. And in fact, this picture, I couldn't get the right picture. There's a damru tied up here. In fact, the damru is in the other hand here. Generally for the Trishula, damru is tied up. Now, just see, there are three things which are connected at this point. Okay, union happens here. And at this point, they are diverse. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. 3 pointers are there. Number 1, what is that? Ichha. In Hindi we call it Ichha. Okay. Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Okay. And then third is Kriya Shakti. Okay. So what does it mean? So these three are so typical. See, whenever we go to Shiva temple, it is not that we should go to a temple and pray there. No. By standing there, when we watch everything around, we should watch these things in any temple that you go. And these remind us something. So what does it mean? The first designates Ichha. That means you should have a desire to do something. Second thing is you should have knowledge. Okay. Also of what is that you are doing. And third one is with only knowledge and with only the desire, nothing will happen. You should have that thing to put it in action also. Kriya means action. So putting things in action. So all these three, the Shaktis of Ichha, Jnana and Kriya together, they are pointing outside. If you look upwards, they are pointing outside. But if you look downwards, they are union. Okay. These three should be in a harmony, not just union. They should be in a harmonious way. Now, know that this damru is an instrument which is symbolic of harmonism. Why harmonism? Because damru is the only instrument anyone can play without being practicing it. Anyone who is holding, he can play the damru. In whatever way you play, it is fantastic to listen. So therefore, damru is an instrument that symbolizes harmony. Okay, so it's so beautiful, right? And the long stick of the Trishul, that means you are deep rooted. Being in harmonious is not sufficient. You should be deep rooted, long and deep rooted, right? So this is a beautiful way that is being shown. This is all science basically. Okay, these all act upon our inner faculties that we have. Okay, they act on intellect, they act on mind, they act on breath, they act on body. All these levels they act. Okay, so they use this particular thing to address the inner requirement. So whatever is the inner requirement is addressed is spirituality. Know that. So we take the support of outer world. So what does the outer world support made up of? It is made up of science. So outer world is supported to make us uplifted. Upliftment is what? To address the inner faculties. Okay, let me go further. Similarly, Brahma. Now, why 4 heads? It's very obvious. What is that? So Brahma is considered to be creator. See how beautiful it is connected. When you do creation, you should not do injustice in one of the directions. So all 4 directions, you are equally watchful. 4 directions, equally watchful. Okay. So you don't do injustice in one of the directions. That's why Brahma is made to be having 4 heads. It's not that he has 4 heads. It is shown as 4 heads, just to make sure that you are watching in all directions equally. Now, coming to this same Brahma posture, this particular thing you see, this is lotus, right? And the stalk of the lotus, okay, this is the stalk. The stalk of the lotus is coming from the navel region. Okay, navel region of Vishnu. That means Brahma was born from the navel region of Vishnu. Now, what is navel region? You should understand. Science, if you take science or human anatomy, if you look at it, okay, it is very wonderful. What is it basically? The navel region, if you take it, and the organs around it, if you take it, around the navel. Okay, what all organs are there? Stomach is there. Digestive system is there. Okay. System is there. And reproductive organs are there. All these things. Stomach is what? You eat something, it converts that particular food into energy. Reproductive organ, it creates new things. So therefore, all those that are associated with creation are around the navel region. So that's why from the navel region, from the Vishnu's navel region, the creative region, Brahma is born. What is the role of Brahma? Whatever that is born from the stomach is considered to be creative. Okay, stomach symbolizes creation. Okay, so in we'll go further. Okay, so I'll tell you. So stomach or navel region is considered to be generation. Okay, and chest region is considered to have what? Lungs and heart. What are these? Even if they stop for 1 second, you have a lot of problems. So therefore, they should be continuously working. So therefore, they are operation organs. Operation organs. Okay, similarly, head. If you take head, head symbolizes destruction and dissolving or transformation and transformation. You destroy and create into another form of energy. Scientifically speaking, it is changing energy from one form to another. Okay, so therefore this is destruction and transform. We can call it as DST. Now, if I take the first letter here, G is there. The first letter here is the O is there. The first letter is there, D is there. So that's how the God, God. So science, you need not look at this particular thing in the spiritual way or whatever it is. So God is nothing but our inner faculties that are existing in us. So if we understand them properly, we will be comprehending the outer world in a beautiful way. That's why when science has come into picture, through science we enjoy the outer world. Okay, but to enjoy it efficiently, we need the spiritual awakening for it. Next, coming to one more God. We don't want to leave Vishnu also. Let me take Vishnu. Where is he sitting? This is a serpent. Okay. Generally, this photo is wrong. I couldn't get a correct photo. There will be five hooded. It will be 5-hooded serpent. This is multi-hooded. No, it should be 5-hooded. And this is ocean. Okay, what does ocean symbolizes? Ocean symbolizes one side turbulence, another side peace or vast. Okay, so sitting in this, and he is what is he doing? He's resting or relaxing. How can one rest and relax sitting in the middle of the ocean? Okay, you don't see any land in the near length. Okay, and you have 5-hooded serpent on the head. How can you rest? So that's what is symbolizing Vishnu. What does it mean? He's a maintainer. Okay, what qualities should have what qualities a person should have to be a good maintainer or a manager? He should be alert all the time. Now, alertness means snake comes there. Snake symbolizes alertness. Okay, you just see, you cannot see the snake if you're walking. If you're standing still, then you can see a snake. If you're walking, you cannot see it because it just vanishes from there. Okay, so that's the quickness that a snake has. Okay, so then ocean creates turbulence. That means your mind is full of turbulence. Okay, mind has turbulence effect, turbulence impact from outside. Okay, so turbulence effect on the mind from outside is there, but still you are relaxing. It means that yes, it is in you to have that particular state of being. Okay, and she is Lakshmi, her consort. Okay, Lakshmi. Where is she sitting? She is sitting near the feet, of Vishnu. Okay, so what does it mean? Lakshmi means what? Wealth. The real place of the wealth is at the feet of the Vishnu, not on the head. So if you put Lakshmi on the head, she makes you dance. If she is put at the right place, she will be stable and you will be growing in abundance. These are the things which our people want to communicate rightly, and they have communicated amazingly. And till today, now these particular things are taking a scientific turn, and then we are finding so much amazing things we can know from science. Okay, about spirituality. One more thing, there is always a tortoise. Why is an idol of tortoise found in the temples? Okay, so tortoise has the ability to pull all 5 organs inside and stay protected. If somebody throws a stone on it, it pulls up its head, it pulls its head inside, the 5 legs inside, and automatically you will find it becomes totally inside. Okay. So when it goes inside, what is happening is you are totally protected. So when you go to the temple, this tortoise is there. Moment you see a tortoise, it reminds you that your 5 indriyas, you are always engaged outside. Okay, pull them in. This is a reminder. Are you getting the point? Pulling indriyas inside, and then standing in front of the deity, you pray there. Okay. Inside the temple, also, if you inside the sanctum sanctorium, in the beside the idol, you see this long this particular lamp also. What does this lamp signify? You see on the top, this is called a swan. Okay. So what does the swan indicate? It reminds us, standing in front of the deity, what is that you have to ask? It's not that you have to ask for materialistic wealth. What actually our old people wanted to communicate here is, looking at this particular picture, one is requesting the deity that he should be blessed by something called as Nira, Kshira, Viveka. What does it mean? Nira means water, Kshira means milk. Okay, Viveka means what? That particular awakening which can have the ability to separate water from milk. You may be just laughing at this particular thing. You cannot separate water from the milk, but there is one bird, one particular swan, which has the ability to separate the water from milk. Okay, so it is believed that, and it is common, right? Take water, pour milk in it, and then put it in front of the swan. The swan drinks the milk and leaves the water behind, and the water will be left clean again. Okay, whitishness, it becomes water. That's the kind of ability the swan has. From the water also, it has the ability to separate milk and drink. So our consciousness should also be blessed with this kind of a viveka. Okay, doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani is not just a saying. Okay, it is coming out of that. तुमको मैं करने के बाद पता चलेगा, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी पता चलेगा, means what? Anything that is mixed up in the liquid state also can be separated. That's the level of consciousness one should be requesting in front of the deity. Okay, so that's such a beautiful thing. And in our olden days, there was no print media or anything, or the technology kind of a thing what we are having now here. Okay, today the technology is something, the same thing, technology was there in the early days. What is that? People are meditating and then communicating with others. Now also we are doing the same thing. Only thing, I am not able to see you, you are able to see me, but the voice is getting communicated and reaching the place. But in the olden days, still they wanted to teach the younger generation. When since childhood only they wanted to teach. So what you see is on the temple walls. Okay, lot of scriptures, sculpture. Okay, sculpting was done. Okay, for stories. So quickly looking at this, you can immediately tell what the story is. There is no need to ponder upon deeply on this. This is the story of Ramayana. Okay, with the monkeys. Okay, so it is something that they are just having fun with Rama and Lakshmana without Sita there, because Sita is in Lanka, and they are just waiting to seek their orders to do their job in helping to get Sita back. So these are the kind of sculptures we used to see on the wall. That means, see, and the practice of pradakshina. Okay, so what it has, its significance in religion and spirituality, I am not here to discuss, but scientifically speaking, if you see this, okay, so when you go around a temple, right, you are not just moving around, okay, you are seeing the structure there. While seeing the structure there, you are going through stories there, right, around the thing. So 2 or 3 times, minimum 5 times they have to do, you have to put Prarachana, they will say. Why? Because once you go through one story, you will see it. Second time when you come back, your story continues. Third time when you go back, your story goes deeper. Fourth time you go back, your story goes still deeper. 5 times you go around, your story becomes so deeper, you will go home and tell the story. That's what is the understanding. So 5 times when something is seen, it remains permanent inside the mind. That's what we do. We are teachers also. We never know the students in the first class. First class, we go randomly ask the names for the students, they will tell, but we don't remember. Second time we'll go again, we forget the names. Okay. If the same student is pointed out continuously for 5 times, that name becomes permanent in us. So that 5 number is a magic number. I don't know how it comes. Maybe it is connected to 5 senses what we have. Each sense has to be satisfied at one time. Okay. So hopefully you are finding yourself to be in sleepy mode. Let me wake you up. We will do some practice here, right? So this is a way of awakening. So this is a practice. I call it as awakening pranayama. Awakening pranayama. How one gets awakening? Let us see it. So mind is now drowsy. Mind is drowsy. Okay. Second thing is there is no awakening. There is no alertness. Alertness missing. How do I get them back? Okay, so this is, I will purely talk on science. You know very well what is a posture. Okay, you may be sitting on the chair also, no problem. You can sit in the chair, no need to sit down. Okay, don't go away from the camera. Okay, so you have something called as the left hand. You see, this is called as super posture. In Sanskrit, it is called as chin mudra. Okay, then you have index plus middle. Okay, these 2 fingers sit in between the eyebrows. Between eyebrows they sit. Okay, and the thumb and the ring finger, we use it for closing and opening the nostril. This you very well know. So what it does scientifically, let us see why we should sit in this posture, why the left hand should be in this particular mudra, and what is this. Okay, let me tell you, the brain, if you see it, there are 2 halves, left and right. Okay, here 36,000 nerves are there, here 36,000 nerves are. It is believed that 72,000 nerves are there totally, moving from head to toe. Okay, from head to toe. 36,000 will originate from the right brain, 36,000 originate from the left brain. But while they originate, see, right side 36,000, they will not go to the right side. They will do crossover. Okay, so right, it goes and then crossover and goes to left side, left part of the body. From the left, it originates and goes crossover and goes to the right part of the body. That means from the left brain, it goes to the right side, and from the right brain, it comes to the left side. Okay. So all these 72,000 nerves are never activated at any time. Okay, they are never activated. So this particular pranayama is assumed, or it has an impact of activating these 72,000 nerves at a time simultaneously, and suddenly you will feel refreshed. Okay, shall we experience that? Okay, and for everything, one wants a proof for that, scientific proof. Okay, how many of you are there on the video? I don't know, but whoever is there, for the benefit of those, I am just showing you a proof for this. You can just see the proof here. Now, take this index finger, put it below the nose. Okay, and just below the nose, make sure that the outgoing breath hits it. Okay, outgoing breath is hitting it. What you have to do is find out which particular nostril is active, right nostril or left nostril. Okay, because you are sleepy, one side will be heavy. Usually right side during sleepy mode will be heavy. Okay, if it is left side, congratulate yourself that you are still awake. Okay, so I am sure it is not equal. It is heavy on both the sides, either on the right side or on the left side. It's not balanced. So what does it mean? This is an indication that only half of the set of nerves are being addressed. The other half are not addressed. Okay, so just observe again which side is heavier. So when it is heavier only on one side, you feel lethargic, you feel drowsy, you feel not so excited or anything. Excitement comes when both are active. Okay, through Anulom Vilom, we'll see the difference. Okay, just practice. Okay, put your index and ring finger in between the eyebrows. Use the thumb and ring finger to close and open the nostrils. Left hand in Chin Mudra. Why? I will tell all the things scientifically, why we should sit in that way and this way. Just do practice. Okay, let's practice. Okay, breathe in from the left and breathe out from the right. Again, breathe in from the right. Breathe in from the left. Normal breaths. Just keep breathing. Continue. Breathe in left. Breathe out right. Breathe in right. Breathe out left. Breathe in left. Breathe out right. Continue. Couple more rounds. Make sure that whatever length you breathe in, the same length you breathe out. Don't be in a hurry. Don't rush the breath. Let the breath be long, deep, gentle breeze. You should feel the gentle breeze of air coming in and going out through the nostril. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes and continue for a couple more rounds till I tell you to stop. Now, once you breathe out from the left, you may relax. Quickly take the index finger and check the breath now. I don't want to see your proof, but 90% of you should be seeing equal outgoing breaths from both the nostrils. And you may feel a different state of existence compared to the time you were before doing this particular pranayama. Okay, so this is a small exercise of giving you that alertness. Okay, you come out of that small laziness and dullness, and then suddenly you become active. So what it does, you can see here the benefits. It nourishes all the nerves. Okay, within enhanced intuitive ability and instant clarity dawns. Now, coming back to the science behind it. Why this hand should be, why that nostril should be closed and open? Let us start from that. Okay. Anyway, there is only partition of 1 inch inside the nose and 1 inch above both the nostrils become common. So what is the purpose of having that opening and closing just for the sake of 1 inch? Remember that partition of 1 inch is the main thing where this 36 crossover, whatever is there, this crossover point, what I'm showing it here, this is in the nostril partition. This crossing over is happening on the nostril partition. Okay, and you see that nostril partition is delicate. Okay, this is delicate. Any sharp object you put in, you feel hurt, you get hurt. Okay, so what is this partition? This partition is the place where all these 72,000 nerves are just crossing over. And the delicateness indicates that it is only this particular area where these 72,000 nerves are slightly open to outer world. Otherwise, they are inside the body, well protected. Okay. Now, the gentle breeze of air that goes inside and outside activates these nerves. Okay. So, breath activates nerves. This is very, very important. Okay. So, equal length of breath going in and coming out on the both sides, they make sure that all 72,000 are equally nourished. Moment they are equally nourished, you will become suddenly awake. You will become suddenly fresh. Okay. Now, that's okay. Closing and opening the nostril, you understood. Now, why these two fingers in between the thing? Now, when we do it, it is said that anatomically and biologically and medical background also, if you ask them, it is at this point where our master gland is located, pituitary gland is located, and that gland is, it is the energy gland. Okay, and that gland is touch sensitive. Moment something touches, it activates. So you just touch it and it becomes active. Moment a master gland becomes active, all the other glands also become active. Okay, so that's how it is. So you awaken from all directions. Now left hand is in chin mudra. Chin mudra is the best mudra that works as a beautiful antenna. For those from electronic side, they should understand antenna is what? Antenna is a device which receives and transmits microwave energy. And if hand is put in this posture, super posture, right, it is going to work like a beautiful antenna. So you are helping from all directions, the energy getting conserved, and the life force, prana is life force is elevated inside. Okay, so this is science, and using the practices, what we are doing through scientific means, we are elevating ourselves from within. All the faculties from within are elevated, and that one is something we call it as spirituality. Spiritual means what? It's nothing special connected with religion or anything. It's connected with uplifting ourselves from within. Okay, let us see something more. There are three faculties which we know very well: body, breath, and mind. Okay, body and breath are in this moment, whereas an overriding mind doesn't wish to stay in this moment. If I am talking to you now and I give a break of about 30 seconds, it is sufficient to take you all on a ride, virtual ride. Your mind takes you on a virtual ride. So where it goes to the past, or it takes you to the future. Okay, so this is mind in between. If it is left dutyless or jobless, it goes to the past or future. This is how it is. Okay. Now, scientifically speaking, you know very well, overworking tires the body. This is absolutely true. So, how do you overcome this? Okay, to overcome by rest. Okay, let us see what are the types of rest. Then, desires. From nowhere the thoughts come to you, and some desires are set inside, and when the desire is set, you hanker around and try to fulfill it. So moment desire comes, breath becomes heavy, it becomes shaky, or it becomes breaking. It is called as quivering. Okay, moment desires come, it is connected to the breath, making it shaky, breaking, or wavering. And the mind is enjoying moving from past to future. It will oscillate past to future, past to future, past to future, past to future. And this vacillating, this is called as vacillation. This vacillating, okay, movement of mind or the thoughts in the mind going to past and present causes something called as stress. So what do? Outcome of this. Scientifically, we know when all these things are there, then we conclude what is that exertion is there. If the exertion becomes more and more excessively uncontrolled, you go to a doctor, and doctor tells it's depression or anxiety, he tells. So what he does, he gives you anti anxiety tablets. I don't know what are tablets. Okay, pills or whatever, pills, we call it pills. He gives that, and they give extreme cases. It may be, you may be asked to go for psychiatric treatment. Okay, all these things comes. This is what is scientific conclusion. Scientific. Okay. Now, if a little bit of spiritual awareness is there, okay, this scientific outcome has made you to visit a doctor. Without visiting a doctor, you could overcome this by yourself. Okay, how? By yourself you can overcome. Okay, so very simple. You know, overworking brings tiredness, so it needs rest. So rest means usually we say sleep, and oversleeping again causes depression. That's a problem. Okay, so another form of knowing it is meditation. Okay, so through meditation also you'll get rest. But by meditation, if you take a rest, you will be ready to work, and you don't get into oversleeping activity or anything. So therefore, this meditation is part of spirituality. Okay. Now, next, Desires make breath heavy, shaky, breaking, and fever. Now, what is the goal of desire? So, why the desire comes? Desire comes to fulfill. So you get a strong intention to fulfill it. Okay, my desire should be, I want a car now. Okay, my friend has got it, I want to get it. So by hook or crook, I want to get it. Till the time you won't get it, you will be totally anchoring around, jumping around. Right now, it takes time to make money and then get a car. Right. So are you ready to wait that much time? No. So therefore, take the support of spiritual. What you do? Simply sit in meditation and think that for a short moment your desire is fulfilled. Think that it is fulfilled. Moment you feel fulfilled, your breath becomes non-shaky, okay, long, smooth, okay. So desires, when they are fulfilled, breath automatically becomes smooth, long. So automatically you overcome the breathing problem. And moment you do this, and you see, when you close the eyes, and there is one sutra. What is that? I think you may be knowing. Yat Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. You know very well. Okay, TAT Tat Brahmande. You know it. What is this sutra? I just tell you, it is amazing, right? You can connect anywhere to anywhere in spirituality, right? Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. The moment you close the eyes, you see the vastness of your existence inside. Of course, when we see the vastness with our eyes and our senses, the outer world, you can't comprehend that kind of a vastness. Moment you close the eyes, the vastness that you comprehend from within is huge. It's infinite. Moment you see that vastness, the mind doesn't give, there's no scope for the past or present to sit in the mind. It is vast. Moment that becomes vast, mind stops getting into stress. You overcome the stress also. So scientifically, what is happening? Just you are taking the support of spirituality, an attempt to know yourself from within and overcome by yourself. What? By reverse. Desire is coming, think that it is fulfilled. Okay. And mind vacillation is stopped moment you go to vast vision. And vast vision is not possible on this planet. Wherever you go, your eyes are limited, right? Eyes can see a limited sight. So you go inside and see. So it becomes vast. Okay, and you are overworking, and it demands for you to work some more time without taking rest. Then go 20 minutes meditation, you do it and come back. That's a beautiful thing. So body, breath, and mind, if you understand properly from the science perspective and from the spiritual perspective, you can have a beautiful life, enthusiastic life. Life becomes joy. Life becomes love. You will be with the true nature, and life becomes compassion. Okay, you don't complain with anything. Okay, and you become compassionate to everything, and you start accommodating everything. That's a beautiful thing. Now, that's what I was telling. If contentment dawns, even a thought of fulfillment, okay, this causes the mind to be relaxed and immediately come to the present moment. Okay, and making the breath sugar free and totally relaxing for the body too. Often these effects are seen after meditation. Okay, so this is spirituality. Science, you have understood what the problem it is going to cause, but to overcome, you have to go for spirituality. Okay, cause and effect kind of a thing. Okay, cause you know, and effect can be seen. Now, what is science? Science is about inquiring on these questions. One is why, another is what, and this is how. These three are the important questions of. So science is inquiry on based on the question how. You take a child, the child is so excited looking at everything, he asks so many questions to its father, to his mother, right? Keeps asking why these clouds are moving like that, why we are like that, okay, where does the rain come from? All these kind of questions are asked. Okay, that's a scientific temperament is growing slightly in the child. Okay, moment it is matured enough, we know all the things that is coming there, right? Next, what is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing but, if I make them to sit in an O and write two W's outside, then what is this word? This word is wow. Wow is just wondering, state of wonder. The moment you see vastness, moment you see so many varieties, and moment you stop these three questions and start wondering, then you are close to spirituality, right? So it is not that you should be always moving away from these questions. No, these questions are also required, and wow is also required. Both are required for existence, right? When both are there, then only true existence or fulfilling existence happens. Okay, so this is science and spirituality. Okay, we have many proofs on this. Let me tell you. So, knowing science the spiritual way. Moving further, okay, there was one person, Sir Arnold Toynbee. Okay, he's a British economic historian. Okay, he said it is already becoming clear that a chapter which had a Western beginning will have to have an Indian ending, if it is not to end in the self-destruction of the human race. At this supremely dangerous moment in the history, the only way of salvation for mankind is the Indian way. Why Indian way? Indian way is, India is known to be spiritual country. Okay, let me take one more instance and tell you one more story about it. Dr. Richard Ernst, who is 1999 Nobel laureate in chemistry, I am convinced that India has become once again the cradle of a new school of thought that may significantly influence the fate of the globe during the third millennium. Perhaps the contribution of India to nuclear power technology and space science will turn out to be irrelevant. Okay, but a contribution towards a new ethical foundation could be turning the wheels of history in the proper way. Okay, let me tell you a couple of things. Let me tell you an instance about Swami Vivekananda. Okay, let me tell you about Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, you all very well know. Okay, maybe in the year 1892, he went to Chicago. I need not tell the story, everyone knows it. Okay, he was not known before the speech. And the moment he started the speech, he was known to everyone. Brothers and sisters of America, when he told, everyone gave a big round of applause and everyone was listening to him with rapt attention. Okay, 3.5 minutes duration was over. Moment his speech was over, what happened after that? Very few people know it. Okay, so let me tell you what happened after that. So when the moment that particular talk was over, all the religious heads of different countries, they just flocked around Vivekananda and they tried to pull him, saying that, what are you doing in that poor country? Remember, Britishers had already made the country poor. Okay, and they were asking him, why don't you come to our country? Our youths need you, and we will give you what you want. It was almost like bribing Vivekananda and taking to their country. But Swami Vivekananda stood firm and he said, no, I cannot come. Why? He said, India is the only spiritual food for the world. That's the greatness of this country. Spiritual food for the whole world. You know that, right? It's a great being there. And that's what we are seeing. All these days, we were totally dragged from riches to poorness by the Britishers. Now we're slowly coming back to our identity. And how are we able to come back? It's not through fights. It's not through science or anything. It's only through spirituality. Okay. So our spiritual forces are so strong. We are looking at coming back again and coming back to those golden areas where our kings were once upon a time known for their riches and their wisdom, everything. Okay, let me move further. And to this, one more evidence is also there. Okay, Einstein, I just missed out that slide here. Einstein also has claimed my invention, okay, invention on relativity theory. Okay, relativity theory has been only through inspiration from Indian history or mythology. He said that simple. I had lost almost the hope, but suddenly when I started reading, it gave me back that vision, and then suddenly I came to my senses, and that particular relativity theory happened. If you see all scientific discoveries, okay, scientific discoveries, if you see, or inventions, whatever you call, okay, they were they realized only when deep relaxation was seen. Okay, so what is the deep relaxation? You can take the example Archimedes. Okay, so he was so bogged down by that theory, whatever is there, objects floating on water or equal amount of displacement happens to its mass and other thing. So he was totally bogged down. How, and suddenly he went to take a bath, and just he was lying in water, cool water, and suddenly that thought came to him, and eureka, he came out. And it is said that he came out naked, jumping around, and then started telling, I found out, I found out, I found out. So that deep relaxation, water indicates deep relaxation, right? And second story, who's that? Newton. Okay, Newton was again bogged down by gravitational force, right? So what he did, he was totally tired. He went down in the garden, apple orchard, and then just felt like relaxing under the tree. He was just relaxing, deep relaxing, and the tree, lying down, relaxed, no need to worry anything. And suddenly an apple falls on his head. When the apple fall on his head, he suddenly said, yes, I found out. So it is only the spirituality that drives the final connection, whatever is there in the discovery or invention. It is accredited to all spiritualists. Okay, spiritual theory is a spiritual theory only that is making science to flourish. Okay, now let us see the comparison between the two, science and spirituality. Science believes everything is made up of matter. Okay, science wants demonstration through experiments, whereas spirituality doesn't believe anything. It only advocates this is how it is. You want to take it, take it. Otherwise, no problem. We don't say तुझे तेरा कुछ नहीं बनेगा. Spirituality only tells अगर इसको मानते हैं तो कुछ ज्यादा होगा, नहीं मानते तो भी ठीक है. Okay, that's how we move. Spirituality advocates pure spirit is a reality. The subject, they talk about matter. This is physical matter. This is matter of consciousness. Okay, and spirituality can be experienced but difficult to demonstrate in the laboratory. That's why spirituality has miserably failed in bringing the attention of people, the so-called intellects who are stuck to science, and they say there's nothing called as spirituality. Okay, so and it is required also, because if spirituality was so easily comprehended, then there wouldn't have been any problem on this planet. See, when the planet is to survive, there should be problems, there should be solution seekers also. Then only there will be fulfillment. Otherwise, if everyone is happy, it will be difficult. Okay. Going further, science is knowing the things through physical senses. They are the only means of knowledge, obtaining knowledge. But spirituality is transcending the limitations of sense. It is known that 2% is comprehensible on this planet through senses. What does it mean? 98% is not known, or 2% is common. 9 means 98% is mystery. We don't know. So this 98% is to be understood. It can be understood here. By transcending the limitations of senses, a true knowledge can be experienced. That means the spirituality has the ability to know mystery of 98%. Okay, that's the beauty of it. Then science denies existence of any supernatural or extrasensory or supraphysical. Spirituality emphasizes, okay, harnessing of the subtler and causal realms. Okay, so in Hindi it is called as Sthula Jagat or Sukshma Jagat. Kannada also it is called as Sthula Prapancha and Sukshma Prapancha. Sthula and Sukshma. Okay, this is Sthula. This is Sukshma. Our senses cannot understand the Sukshma Jagat, whereas spirituality has nothing to do with Stula Jagat, right? But both are required. If Sukshma Jagat is also comprehended, this tool is also there in place, then science and spirituality can together make the life very effective. Further, life is manifestation of biochemical and biophysical matter. So this is totally chemical language. Only through this language we can understand life, and that's what is science has claimed to be. But spirituality says life is manifestation of supreme consciousness, has some proper and order. Okay, so what does it mean? Basically, manifestation of supreme consciousness means humans, okay, are part of, or they are floating objects. Floating objects in consciousness. Like, for example, if you take it, it is a fish in ocean. They are floating, right? They are floating. Same way, we are also floating in consciousness. That means the consciousness is same. Air is same around us, and in that we are floating. So definitely there is connection between the vast consciousness and the humans, and that particular scope or acceptance is not there in science. That's the only difference. Now, coming to science and spirituality in Indian context, India was not merely a spiritual or religious nation as projected by Western scholars. No, Western scholars have just presented India. Okay, this is I can call it as exploitation of India by assertions. Because in the olden days, nobody used to travel. Those who used to travel, they were the only person who used to be heard. Okay, they were the only person who were presenting, and people used to believe them. So they twisted our concepts and then presented to the world in a different way. Okay, then people started believing, oh, India is there is nothing. It's poor country. It's full of sadhus and sons, only that much. Okay, no, that's not true. Now the world is changing its outlook towards country only because we have come across this technology and everything. We're able to see by ourselves. Majority of people were leading material life. So it is not that our ancient people were only spiritually bent. No, no, no. They were material life guided also. They were very much enjoying the material life also. They were kings, powerful kings, and then looking for all accumulation of wealth and involving into battle, possessing the items, and then creating new attractive items, cosmetics, jewelries, everything. They were so much involved into it. Apart from that, but whatever material life they were looking at, they put this in place. They never compromised with righteous wisdom into that. Okay, so the wisdom was not merely in seeking nirvana, but the wisdom was there to put materialistic life in order. Okay, no illegal means that way. Okay, and there were no boundaries of the nations, religions, or languages. That's how India has survived. So many dialects, so many religions, so many contexts in which it is going, right? So, if you can see that way, India is a vast country that accepts everything and denies nothing. So, spirituality and religion were one and the same and integrated with day-to-day material life. So never felt, okay, a businessman, okay, he may be businessman outside his home, in his office, but at home he is spiritualistic. He does puja in the morning, he does practices, he does addresses all the faculty inside him. That's what his fulfillment is there. So people have taken together materialistic and then spiritual life. They have taken them together. They have never questioned why it is this and why it is that. They have just accepted the way it is. Now coming to some of the pioneers of ancient India. Okay. So Yajnavalkya proposed the science of Yajna, how Yajnas can be performed. Vishwamitra gave the science of Gayatri Sadhana. Kannada, he gave the theory of atom. Patanjali told about Ashtanga Yoga or Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which are popularly known. Charaka, he talked about medicines, herbal science. Sushruta, he talked about surgery. Aryabhatta, he talked about astronomy and mathematics. Okay, so our people were wonderful in the early days. Okay, not only they believed in science, okay, they also believed in expressing science through poetry. Crazy, right? Science and maths through poetry. This is also a beautiful thing. Okay, for those who are really interested, you should read what is that? I'm not getting it. 1150 AD. It was written by Bhaskara to Bhaskara to. Okay, he what is that? That book is there in the market also. Let me come back to moment it flashes. I will Leelavati, right? Leelavati. Don't think that it's a drama or a storybook. No. You can go to the market and get hold of this book. It's a beautiful book, right? Leelavati is a maths book, and this was a prescribed book. Okay, in 12th century, from 12th century onwards, it was a prescribed books for schools up to 10th standard. 12th century, you know that mathematics was taught, okay, by one book called as Leelavati, from right from 1st standard to 10th standard. This book is amazing. Okay, this book is so amazing. Maths is taught by poetry. So everything is poetry inside, and through that, you algebraic equation you want to see, there's a poem, but there's a riddle kind of a thing, poetry kind of a thing. they have used examples of or mythology, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all those things to solve quadratic equations. Okay, so it's amazing. You can just catch hold a copy and then keep it. Okay, if not, you're not able to read it, just show it for your family members. Yes, there's a book which is teaching maths in poetry, poetic style, and it was a prescribed book that time. Okay, moving further, everyone knows it is a third avatara of Lord Vishnu. Everyone knows it. It is Varaha avatar. Okay, I'm not keen on telling you that Dashavatara or anything. Okay, and this avatara and this, if I can take this date, okay, it may be at least more than 10,000 years history to it. Okay, so more than 10,000 years history is associated with it, right? What is the story? There is one Rakshasa who took this Mother Earth, okay, divine mother, Bhudevi. This is representing Bhudevi. So Bhudevi is assumed to be the consort of Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu, what happened is Bhudevi was stolen by Asura and then hid inside deep ocean. So Vishnu took the avatara of this Varaha, and then on its snout, it lifted the earth and relieved Bhudevi from the clutches of the Asura. It killed the demon and then brought this Bhudevi. Now, forget about all those things. What is the science in it? Science here is, look at this. What is this? This is Earth. Since 10,000 years, this has been depicted in temples and so many places, right? So, this, if you see this, it is shown in a round, spherical way. Okay, appreciate the shape of it. Earth was known to be spherical 10,000 years before, and in 16th century or so, okay, 16th century when Galileo invented telescope and all those things, that time, okay, it was accepted that Galileo stated, okay, Earth is round, Earth is sphere. And only when he declared that Earth is sphere, people accepted it. Before that, all the Westerners were telling Earth is flat. Okay, before 16th century, okay, the concept is Earth is flat. How this is possible? Our people had knew this science through their spiritual way. How they found out it is Earth is round? It's very simple. Yat Prinde Tat Brahmanda is the only sutra that happened. So they just meditated on knowing the shape of the earth. They went inward and they were attached to the vastness of the existence, right? And in that existence, they found floating objects in the space around in the galaxies, and then they found these floating objects were spherical in shape, and that's how this round spherical has come. So yes, science cannot exist without spirituality, nor spirituality has any meaning without scientific temper. Both are required. Okay, so let me go further. How this science and spirituality synthesizes in us. Okay, stages of development of science. In the childhood age, it is considered that consciousness as mere matter. So consciousness and matter, they consider the same. Moment the child grows, okay, the psyche and power of mind are recognized. Moment this power of mind is recognized, then scientific temper starts. Scientific temper starts happening. Okay. Now, moving further, stages of development. In the middle age, what happens? With some hiccups, science is accepting spiritual powers like the behavior of Earth as a single living organism, telepathy, precognition, presence of universal mind. All these things have been coming to acceptance through science. Moving further, when it is matured, or the maturity stage, if we call, then science will finally integrate with spirituality and it will become science of consciousness. And yes, we are in the stage of maturity. And spirituality and science will be the religion of future. All those Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims, Sikh, Isai, all those things are gone. The religion of the future is what? Science and spirituality. Okay, psychology and philosophy, these are the subjects of 21st century. You can see that. Years of the synthesis, right? So scientists and philosophers, if we take, there are Albert Einstein, I said, scientific temper, Werner Heisenberg principle, you know, Carl Jung, Alvin Toffler, and Fritjof Capra. They are great personalities. We have philosophers and other things. Spiritual personalities are also there of the modern era. Sri Aurobindo, Maharshi Ramana, Swami Vivekananda, Pandit Sriram Sharma, Acharya, and Sri Ravi Shankar are there, right? You can see that. So all these things are there because through science, what all things you can achieve. The success with science is having an endless list. Some of them are you can acquire wealth of knowledge. People appreciate you with the wealth of knowledge because you give proof for every knowledge that you have. Because the knowledge is what? Theorem and proof together, or concept and practice both go together. These are all scientifically associated, right? So and some mystery, some one fraction of a percentage into 98%, if you are achieving through science, you are the greatest person on this planet. Then science helps us to manage the disaster, right? So when floods come, when some kind of pandemic, now the current pandemic is there, who is helping to manage it? It's the science that is helping us to manage it. Okay, spirituality is there. That spirituality force is there. It's like a protective gear, but to manage, again, science is required. Okay, so you can say spirituality is the protective gear. The protective gear, whereas science is it helps manage the dangers. Okay, so science is the means of communication. Yes, I am talking here sitting remotely in Bangalore and you are there spread out across the country and the host is sitting in Kalaburagi, and all these are possible. Everyone is on a single platform. How it is possible? Only through science. Okay, and it is also a means of convenience. It also is a means of comfort. It's also a means for medicine, and so many, list is endless, and that's what is the success associated with science. But all these success, what you see, these are visible. Okay, spiritual success, if you see, is invisible. Okay, but the outcome of spirituality is contentment, and this success visibility is contentment is still a question. You don't know whether you are contented or not, but contentment comes from when contentment or fulfillment dawns, automatically the vision becomes vast. When the vision becomes vast, more and more philosophical outcomes starts revealing, and you will be contributing more and more to the society. That's how it is. So people don't relate the spirituality to the achievements. Limitations of science. Just see, all aspects of science deal with matter and physical forms of energy. With that much of power within science, it cannot answer many questions. Why do we take birth and why do we die? What is happiness and what is sorrow? What are feelings and emotions? What is the tendency to sacrifice for others? How to solve social problems? How to transform an ordinary being to a great man? No, science cannot answer. Okay. Okay, I should not take the example, it's not right, but still, our Prime Minister is there. Okay, he has come from a what you can say, he is with a background of chai wala, you can say, right? He has come up all the way, and he has went on to become PM. Now, what happened inside this, between this, from chai wala to PM? What happened is, it was his spiritual awakening. And the power of spiritual awakening is so strong, it can take you to any position that you are. It makes you to realize the infinite potential one has, and then you can do wonders. Okay, so that's why it cannot answer, science cannot help you from ordinary being to a great man. That's what, it's not possible. Okay. The education, what we talk, is only education for one life. Spirituality talks about education for many lives. Okay, so it means that whatever spiritual knowledge you gain in one lifetime, it continues in the next lifetime. Whatever materialistic knowledge you gain in this lifetime, it doesn't come with you. For example, you have started your life with LKG and then reached at this stage now where you are. So much of achievement, so much of pride one is having. Moment we die or leave this planet, and we take again birth, come back again. So we have to start again from LKG. Nobody listens to us. And if I say I hold a degree from IIT and other thing, nobody listens to me at that time. Next time again I have to start from LKG. Again I have to fight, struggle to get into IIT and get that education. But what a spiritual understanding or small knowledge that has been gained, it will help me to continue from that place in the next lifetime. For this, there is a simple statement which our people use. हमारा वेद पाठ समझने के लिए 7 जन्म चाहिए. What does it mean? 7 lifetimes are required to understand our spiritual knowledge or our Vedic wisdom. So it is true, right? So knowledge is so vast, in one life you cannot achieve it. But why 7 lifetimes? Yes, spirituality continues from one life to another. That's the reason this statement is still valid today. Okay, 7 जन्म का पुण्य चाहिए, 7 जन्म चाहिए समझने के लिए. Okay, क्या समझने के लिए? PhD समझने के लिए नहीं, अध्यात्म समझने के लिए, हमारा वेद पठन समझने के लिए. Okay, that's how it is basically. Okay, so science is important, but not everything. Remember that. Okay, so let us not say science is bad. Science is also required. Okay. So again, the same thing. Science is study of matter. Spirituality is study of consciousness and its evolution and progress. So coming to this, consciousness is superior to matter. Yes. So spirituality must be superior to science. Now, this is a debatable question. I am not getting into this debate. But one thing I would like to say, one side is science, another side is spirituality. Okay, to understand science, better understand happens when we better understand from within. Okay, from within. If I understand better from within, we can better understand the matter that is outside. So therefore, to go deeper into science, a small wisdom about spirituality is required. Right? That's what it is. Spirituality and science are, this is what is spiritual. Let me conclude at the end. So what is spirituality? It is a pathway from smallness to greatness. We are getting caught up into smallness. Smallness is also associated with only science. That means No spirituality allowed. If we stick to it, it is the smallness to which we get stuck. Now, you want to experience the greatness with science, then add spirituality to it. Simple. Method to attain happiness and fulfillment for the self, for the society, for the world. Its capability and dignity is much greater than science. Okay. Then spirituality, if you take it, establishes best qualities into every aspect of one's life. Okay, the problems are due to misconceptions. This is what is the biggest hurdle in spirituality. You just end up having a concept out of it and just leave it. Remember, spirituality has, see, this greatness I will tell you. One example I can give you. Okay, you know Ayurveda. Okay, and there is one grantha. Okay, our Ayurveda handbook. I'm not getting the name. It's a handbook of Ayurveda. Do you know how it formed? The book was written. Okay, when no diseases were known, when no medicines were known, but still we came out with a book called as Ayurveda. And this Ayurveda book is at least 7,000 years old. And how people were having now today with so much of existence and support that we are having, we are not able to do it. But how Ayurveda did it? Now, people, it is so. There's a story behind it. Let me share the story. Okay, 800 rishis were invited. Okay, at one place. They were asked to sit at one place. Rishi Bharadwaja was a person who invited all those things, all those 800 people. He said, you all are requested to sit and meditate and think about the diseases that are existing on this planet and tell about the medicines that are to be given. Now, so it is said that everything is there in the consciousness. There is no need to search anything. So what these rishis did, they just started meditating. And Rishi Bharadwaja was awake. He was noting down every person's outcome or statement, and then he was noting down and making a record. Okay, so he recorded each and every disease the rishis were telling, and then telling what medicine will work, which herb will work on that. So all those records were made and then compiled, and this is an outcome of 1 week. Within a week, this book was ready. Now the problem is, yes, through meditation, some disease is known. Through meditation, some medicine is known. Now, who should bell the cat? How do I know this medicine works for this disease? Don't know. So therefore, this 1 week output or 1 week outcome of Ayurveda was used to test on animals for 700 years. To check the disease and the herb that is being used, they tested continuously for 700 years. Imagine how much information they provided in 1 week. It took 700 years to test them. Okay, they took animals and then created that disease in that, and then followed the animal and found where it goes. The animal goes and eats something, some herb, and it gets right. Moment they check, yes, it is the same plant which was working for curing the disease. Have you seen dogs eating grass? I will ask you this question. Dogs eating grass, you might not have seen, but you see it. They will eat grass only when their stomach is upset. They eat, chew, and then spit out. They don't take it inside. So that's how they cure themselves with different plants. Okay, so dogs are having so many diseases in them, and all those diseases, whatever the dogs are hit across, their medicines are available in plenty in the society, or the plants are available in plenty around. Okay, that's the reason a dog in a house, okay, a pet animal, dog, has to be taken to a veterinarian. Okay, but a street dog cannot go to veterinary. It is no need. There's no need for a street dog to go to vet, right? It cures by itself. Okay, that's the greatness of existence that we have, right? Importance of spirituality. Why we require spirituality? It helps to maintain better health. It helps to overcome stress. It helps to create harmony with self, family, and society. It knows purpose of life. And at the global level, materialism and selfishness, these are the main problem that we are encountering. Okay, These are the creation of all problems. You can overcome them. Spirituality is nothing but love, kindness, and quality. This is solution to all problems. Okay, spirituality helps. This is one slide I want to bring you. Importance of spirituality. Okay, just see. The vastness dawns when we are with nature. So suddenly, when we are stressed, if we go for, people say, hey, I think you need a nature walk, go and come. So you go out and see the vastness. So that when you see vast things or a park and a greenery, everything, your mind becomes expansive. When it becomes expansive, automatically you settle down and you become relaxed, you become stress-free. Now, I will tell you, our eyes has limited power to see the vastness. But when we close and meditate, close the eyes and meditate, you will see the vastness to the infinite level. And to the infinite level, when we are, automatically we become stable for at least 7 to 8 hours. Okay, perfect. This is one slide. I thought of presenting it. Now, what is your comment on this? You like it. Definitely you like it. You like this. Everywhere there's this also you like it. And this also you like it. Okay. These are all natural, right? We have not made it. It has come from nature, right? Nature loves diversity. But why not we humans? we also like diversity, but we pretend to be not liking to it. Why? Because there is a veil of ignorance in us. Okay. There is a veil of ignorance on humans, which is not allowing to be with our true nature. Okay, it just makes superficial comment by a thought coming in the mind. We say, no, things should be like this, things should be like that. So when our very existence is accepting diversity, we should know that diverseness. Okay, so to remove that veil of ignorance, again, the support of pranayama, sudarshan kriya, meditation helps you to overcome those things, right? So the simple slide. Now we have come back to again, right? So what does it mean? I will now come back to this word. Now, the conclusion here is science and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. What do you mean by order? Order means what? Know your mind. Okay. Earlier, you were, okay, no mind, no breath, no body. That means there is no awareness about this thing. But when you know this, no mind, no breath, no body. When you know this, you will overcome this. When you are in this state, you don't accept this, you want this. When you are in this state, you will know that it is in my hand. Understand? So it's an order means what? Make an effort to know what is mine, its property, its nature. Know the property of breath, know the anatomy of the body, know the spirit inside. And once you know it, you put them in order. It is not the commanding order or something like karnai hai. No. You know the order in which things work. So this order is a very sacred word, right? It is not, it's fun, right? You can't accept this as a judge giving an order. No, it is not connected to that. It is connected to putting things in order. It's an order. Okay. Okay. Be happy means what? These are to be in order. Then you'll be happy. Okay. So that's the beauty of it. So spirituality and science are two sides of the same coin. One side is spirituality, other side is science. If I toss a coin, this is a very common example, we take it. If I toss a coin and ask you which one you want, you say head, then take head, leave the tail behind. It's not possible. If you want to take the coin, you have to take both. Spirituality and science, they are complementary to each other. They are not opposites. Seemingly they look like opposite. If it is treated as opposite, it's only being an intellectual level. Right? No, they are not opposites. They are same side of the same. They are complementing each other. To go deeper into science, you need spiritual support. Okay. To know more about spirituality, you need to have the spirit of inquiry like that you have in science. Okay, why this body is like that? Why that body, when I go inside, this happens, that happens. All those things, the spirit of inquiry is there. Then you will be exploring more into spiritual way. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation. Right. So I hope you all might have enjoyed it here. Let me stop this sharing and then come back I hope we are exactly on dot. It's 3:57. Okay. So any questions that are coming up, please put it across, and I will be happy to take with whatever little understanding I have. I will be happy to share. Yes, sir. Shambhuling, over to you.
Thank you, sir. We are waiting. We are waiting for our participants to pose the questions in the chat box, sir. I am also just waiting. So they have asked a couple of things. It's not question, but a great insight of our legacy by Vishaka Yadav.
Yeah. Appreciate yourself to be an Indian first. Okay.
Still, the questions are yet to come, sir.
Okay, they are in either spiritual sleeping mode or what? I don't know.
No, since
I don't say they are sleeping, but there may be spiritually sleeping.
No, sir. They are spiritually awake, sir.
Good. So let me thank Dr. Shambhuling for taking efforts and then taking the lead for conducting such wonderful activities. Okay. So very few people talk. Being in technical side, it is very difficult for people to talk in this particular way. Okay. Capacity building measures and other thing. Intellectuals don't accept these kind of terms, right? But yes, it is now a required topic. Okay. So we live with our mind, but we never know whether we are living mindfully or not. Okay. There's one more comment that has come. Appreciations. Thank you. So thank you all. I hope if you want to know more about this particular spirituality and things, see, I have not read any books to come out of this, to come to this level. Without reading any books, I have understood what spirituality is by just being part of art of living. Right. So though most of you might be having some concept about art of living, no, it's a vast kind of an ocean. You can just get into art of living, join to any particular first level course, which is called as meditation breath workshop. It's online, join in there. Okay. We would love to support you in that also. Okay. I am also an art of living teacher. Okay. With my spouse also, we take together so many art of living teachers. Lockdown has made me become too much busy. I was free when it was no lockdown, but during lockdown, I have totally been occupied. Okay. For your information, this presentation I started making today at 11 o'clock and till 2:20 I was making it. Okay. So from zero I started, and so much of information I could compile, and it was possible only because of that small spiritual inclination that I have. And I owe a great to the master, spiritual master Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, who is carrying a big vision for this planet. His vision is very simple. One vision is Vasudhaiva Kutambakam, whole world is one family. Second is this human is gifted with a beautiful mouth, which should have a beautiful smile, ever smiling. That's what his vision is. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yes, sir. I'm also eagerly waiting from our participants. They are not posing any questions. I think they are completely understood from your presentation, sir.
As you said, one of them is writing, "I'm enlightened." Good. Okay. So we should be spiritual bent. See, spirituality is not a curse. We should be spiritual to go more deeper into science. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks for accepting our invitation and being a part of our FDP family. And I also thank our participants for joining the afternoon session. As sir, rightly said, afternoon sessions are very difficult to manage, but you managed it very well, sir. Because compared to morning session, even in this session also around nearly 70 participants were present. I hope they will continue to do the same thing for the next 3 days. I request all the participants to join tomorrow's session. Sharp 9:30 we are going to start. I request all of you to join at least 10 minutes prior to it. Okay. Thank you very much.
One more word I want to say. My schedule was given by you on Wednesday, right? So yes. I had reserved Tuesday evening for preparing the lecture, but you suddenly pulled me one day in advance. And I said, this is a challenge. I think I have to take a challenge, and I made it. Okay, I'm happy that I'm able to do some worthiness to this particular session, which is advanced. Thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful audience you are there. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for this opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I knew that, sir, I knew that you are going to take up any sort of challenge posed, sir.
You have experienced that, right?
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay.